The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and as sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It is time for the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, hanging out with you here on a Wednesday morning. It was rainy in El Paso yesterday, but dry as all hell on my side of town. Drier than the way Augustine leaves anybody that he comes across. Shout out to my dude, Tommy Cananzo, who tuned in over on Instagram, on YouTube, saying good morning, Tip. I got Sports Around the 915 who tuned in over on Instagram, along with Sherry Evans as well. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's show so far. I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. I want to talk about Jordan Love. I want to talk about Shohei Ohtani seeming to just stay in trouble all the time. But I'm going to start today with something that I saw on Get Up. I don't know why I watched that show. I can't stand half the personalities on that show. But I guess it's a lot like this, right? Like I got a lot of people that hate watch this. And one of the segments they had on Get Up was, are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow? And I heard a lot of arguments about it. It's like, oh, Joe Burrow is, an MVP caliber quarterback, hasn't won the MVP, hasn't made an All-Pro, but he's, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow's career right now? And there's a part of me that said at first, yeah, they are, right? Like look at what they're doing. Look at the team they've built around him. Not a great team. We already know the Bengals might have a great offense. Doesn't seem like they're going to be able to run the ball. Like they got Gesicki, they got T. Higgins, they got Jamar Chase. The passing offense is going to be absolutely amazing. But the defense is going to be bad. We know that as sports fans, the way that we are, we know objectively that the Bengals are going to have arguably the worst defense in the NFL. So yeah, clearly they're wasting Joe Burrow's talent. And then I had to think about it a little bit. The Bengals did everything Joe Burrow asked them to do. The Bengals D is awful. They have one good defensive player. I don't even know if you can say that. The Bengals did exactly what Joe Burrow asked them to. So to me, it's not necessarily that, the Bengals are wasting Joe Burrow's career. Maybe it's Joe Burrow probably should have gotten out of his own way, right? Like, there's a lot of examples of quarterbacks taking less money, of quarterbacks not, necessarily caring who the wide receivers are. If you are a great quarterback in the NFL, you can make any wide receiver look good. You don't need to have the T. Higgins and Jamar Chase type of guys. Instead, now you have what, $70 to $80 million tied up in wide receivers that could have gone to defensive players, that could have gone to offensive line, that could have gone anywhere other than just wide receiver. The Bengals were held over a barrel by Joe Burrow, and he did this to himself. Like if we're going to sit back and criticize the Bengals, are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow's career? He's wasting his own damn career. He's going about it his way, right? Maybe someone with the Bengals should have stepped up and been like, look, let us run the team, because clearly we had an amazing offense last year and it didn't mean jack shit to anybody. Let us run the team. Let us get some defensive help. Let us do what we've got to do. We paid you. We do this. We done that. Richie saying the franchise of my dreams has the Bengals front office and Jerry Jones at the helm. I love that. That's a great comment right there, Richie. I know you've been busy. Glad to see that you've been that you're here. I know you sent out some emails yesterday with the Sun Bowl Association, so I'm looking forward to getting out there. Some good stuff that the Sun Bowl Association is doing. Excited to see what goes on there. But I look at the Bengals and I sit back and I say to myself, okay, look, can you really say that the Bengals are wasting Joe Burrow's career? Can you say that? And I guess you can, right? Like you can sit back and you can be like, of course they are. They're the ones that ultimately are the decision makers, right? My dude Bistro saying, good morning, Tip. Good morning, Shrilla. I got to get back to you. I saw your text. I just been super busy over the last couple of days. I gotta start managing my time a little better, man. Like it's been chaotic to say the least. Like as soon as I'm done with this, like I've got a whole day packed. That's why I didn't do any shows last week. It was a lot. I haven't even done Fire and Ice in 2 weeks, but I've got to learn how to manage the time better. We're gonna get there. I just got so many things. Joe Burrow is experiencing the 2012-2017 Ben Roethlisberger. Elite offense with no defense. I call that the Tony Romo career, right? Like Tony Romo had a great offense with the Dallas Cowboys. The majority of his career. Didn't really have a running game until 2014 with DeMarco Murray, and never really had a top performing defense. Like sure, you could say they had DeMarcus Ware there. They had a couple. God, outside of DeMarcus Ware, I don't even know if most people would consider other players on the Cowboys defense at that time to be elite. But a lot of this is like when it came to Roethlisberger, when it came to Tony Romo or any of those other teams where you're like, man, they got an amazing offense. If only they had a little bit of a defense, they'd be great. My dude Shane Wolf, my guy, I gotta get to your stuff too. My goodness. The end of July and beginning of August has been super busy. I got to figure this stuff out, guys. Shane Wolf saying mornings with the Tip. giving me the fire emoji over on Instagram. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Thank you all so much. I've been looking at like the Bengals, right? And whenever you look at the Cowboys, whenever you look at the Steelers of those certain generations where you had great offenses and no defenses, you still had, high-paid players and all the stuff that you were doing. But it wasn't like the team was held over a barrel by Tony Romo or by Ben Roethlisberger being told, you need to sign these wide receivers, right? Like that's not what happened. Joe Burrow said, the wide receivers are what's most important to me. This is what the team is going to be built on. This is what the team is going to be, like the identity of the team is going to be. And you know what? Cool for you. Flex your power. If you've got that type of power at work, flex it all you want. But the Bengals franchise should have looked Joe Burrow in the face and said, you're under contract. We're paying you a shit ton of money. Maybe, just maybe, let us do what we got to do to be a contender. Struggling today, guys. Wow. Sorry about that. Now, the Bengals should have done better, right? Like, is T. Higgins the Super Bowl piece? Is T. Higgins going to be the one that gets your team to the Super Bowl? And the fact of the matter is he's not, right? Like T. Higgins isn't the guy that's going to make or break the Cincinnati Bengals. T. Higgins isn't the dude that's going to be the game changer for you. How much money did the Bengals spend on T. Higgins? I gotta look this one up. I didn't even think about it. This is, like I said, this was right before I did the show. I see on Get Up the whole, are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow's career? They give him a 4-year, $115 million contract extension. $80 million effectively to over the next couple of years in just wide receiver. You mean to tell me that they couldn't have done that on the defensive side of the ball and that would have made them a better franchise? Like Richie's right. The front office, genuflecting, capitulating to Joe Burrow. Like they should have just been like, no, guy, like we've got to do this. We've got to do all that. So the question is, like, are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow's career? And the answer is yes. But so is Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow is going to use his power and use his ability to dictate what contracts are being made by the team, then Joe Burrow needs to be held responsible for this as well, right? And the fact of the matter is like, you can look at that division, you could say, oh, okay, we know from the beginning, from the jump, it's going to be the Ravens division to win. Then it's going to be the wild cards after that, right? Pittsburgh, not really good enough. Maybe again, they finish the season with an above 500 record, 9-8. That's what the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do. That's what the Pittsburgh Steelers always do. The Browns, bad. The Bengals have a shot of making the playoffs here. And then I slow my roll because I sit back and I think to myself, are the Bengals, the way that they're currently constructed, are they better than the Denver Broncos? And the answer to that to me is no. My opinion, right? My opinion, I don't think they're better than the Broncos. Are the Bengals, the way that they are currently constructed, better than the LA Chargers? And I think it's a push. I like what the Chargers have done, bringing in Najee Harris, re-signing Keenan Allen to be that guy on the other side of the field. Richie saying, sir, we were 10-7 the past 2 years. The Bengals were 9-8. And then going on to say, parenthetically, we're going 9-8. But that's what I'm saying, right? Like you could say that the Bengals last year were a better overall team than the Bengals this year. Tommy Cannavs is saying it's ego. Offensive players always believe offense wins championships. I mean, I get it. I totally understand. But has there ever been a team that's like an overwhelming offense that has no defense that won a championship? And I can't think of one. Like even the Kansas City Chiefs had a great, or you can't say great defense, but they had a decent defense. I see Caleb is tuned in over on Instagram. What's up, Caleb? Hope that you're having a great day today. But that's what I'm saying. Like you look at that division and you look at the rest of the teams in the AFC. If all you've had over the last couple of years is a game separating you as the Bengals from the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Rams in the late 90s, early 2000s. Okay, I guess we could say the fastest show on turf. What was that team's defensive ranking, though? They won in 1999. They actually had a top 10 defense. That's why I would not have thought that they had a top 10 defense in terms of points allowed. They allowed 15.1 points a game, 26th in total yards. So they gave up a lot of yards, but that's because teams were trying to keep up with the fastest show on turf. Caleb saying, go Cowboys, go Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? I am surprised by that. Like that there was an article written about how great the Rams defense was of that year. I'm looking at it right now, 1999 NFL defensive rankings. The Bears had the best defense, the Cardinals, Packers, Giants, Lions, Washington, the Eagles, the Steelers, and then the Rams. That is crazy. I did not think that the Rams had a top 10 defense in 1999. I can't even name one defensive player on the 1999 Rams. Now I've got to look it up. Okay, so what has been the worst team defense to win a Super Bowl? Quick AI overview is giving me the 2011 New York Giants had the worst ranked defense among Super Bowl winners, finishing the regular season 25th in total defense. Dre Bly. There you go. Yeah, I remember me some Dre Bly. Tommy Cannavs is saying, what about 2000? The Rams didn't win in 2000, I didn't think. I know the game was in 2000. January 30th of 2000. That was Super Bowl 34. So let's see what Super Bowl 35 was. Yeah, that was the Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens won that. Richie saying the Ratbirds won in 2000. That's what I was thinking. Okay. I'm going to go back over to StatMuse. Let's see. That's not giving me what I want. That's just giving me a list of Super Bowl winners. The 5 worst defenses to win a Super Bowl. Ooh, that's a good. I didn't even think about that. That is, of course, a good one. Man, that's a hard to read chart right there. Let me share this page so that y'all can see what the hell I'm talking about with this being a hard to read chart. That's a tough one, guys. I'm gonna have to do London Fletcher. London Fletcher was on that team? I'm gonna have to do a little more research to find out what the worst defensive teams were to win a championship. But the quick overview on this article was we had mentioned it, the 2011 Giants, the Colts, the 2006 Colts, and the Saints. They also have the 2007 Giants on here as well, which is hard for me to believe because that was like Michael Strahan and like they had like a really good defense. I'm going to look this up again. Let's see what the worst ones were. I am stuck on it. Like I said earlier today, I walked the boys to school. I'm listening to some sports stuff on my podcast, walking home. I turn on Get Up. I'm not even paying attention to anything. I'm just trying to just trying to get through my day. Just trying to do my thing. Nothing more, nothing less. And I come across, are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow's career? I sit back and I think to myself, what an asinine article to have been like brought up, right? Like what a crazy thing for someone to have said. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? Yeah, but I feel like they're doing it to themselves, right? Like both of them are doing it to themselves. Joe Burrow's going to sit back and be like, I want all these guys. And the Bengals are going to be like, okay, we'll pay those guys. Sure, we have a lot of needs we need on defense, but we want to make you happy, so we're going to pay those guys. And maybe it's because the Bengals know that they're not a destination, right? I'm trying to think of like who you would consider the greatest quarterback of all time, like just the one quarterback you think of this guy and you're automatically like, oh, Cincinnati Bengals. Is it Carson Palmer? Is it Boomer Esiason? Like maybe I'm different. I think of Boomer Esiason more in the Jets, but maybe that's just because when I started, being more into football, he was with the Jets. But who's the guy that you think of like, oh yeah, no, that was the Bengals quarterback. So maybe they want to finally have a guy that they can say, this is who our team was built around. But it's just not going to be good enough. Right? Like this team isn't built to win a championship. They're built to be fun to watch. They're going to have a ton of yards and a ton of points. But are they going to win games? Like I feel like they're going to give up more than they're going to score. But again, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a jerk. Maybe I found some sort of like thing here with the Bengals that I just don't like. But I don't trust this team. And the closer we're getting to the season, the more I'm thinking to myself, man, I was dumping on Pittsburgh a lot, but Pittsburgh probably got a better defense, and all they have to do is win enough games. I wonder what the strength of schedule is between the two of them. Ooh. An article on ESPN. I'm still shocked that London Fletcher, because I feel like he retired recently. Am I wrong? Like London Fletcher didn't retire recently? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm old, guys. London Fletcher retired in 2013 after 16 seasons. So, yeah, I can see. I don't know why. I must have him confused with somebody else. I gotta have him confused with somebody else. I thought he played much longer than that. 16 seasons in the NFL, still nothing to sneeze at. We are looking at the teams that have the toughest strength of schedule right now. The Giants. Woof. The Dallas Cowboys with the 5th toughest strength of schedule. The Pittsburgh Steelers with the 10th toughest strength of schedule. The Cincinnati Bengals with the 14th toughest strength of schedule. So they're pretty much eye and eye in what their schedule is going to be between the between the Steelers and the Bengals. There's a part of me, like again, I'm on record on this show being like, oh, it's going to be Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh is a joke. I am on the record saying it on this show. And the closer we get to the season, and the more I look at the Bengals and I say, man, they've got nothing. Like they legitimately have nothing for anybody to be excited about. The more I sit back and I realize, holy shit, what if it happens like it did last year? What if the Steelers get hot and the Bengals just don't have enough defense to stop anybody, and the Steelers wind up being the team that's second place in that division? Because it really feels like there's a possibility that the Bengals can wind up being the third place team in this division year after year after year after year. Because I can't see the offense carrying them to 11, 12, like double-figure wins. I just can't see the offense doing that with how bad the defense is. Like, you need your defense to do something. I'm looking at the Bengals' defensive rankings from last year. Let's see what the Bengals' defensive rankings last year were. Nope, that's not going to help me out. Click the wrong thing here. There we go. The Bengals had the 25th defense in the NFL last year. Gave up a ton of yards per game. 350 yards a game. Allowed 53 touchdowns. And for all intents and purposes, it feels like they can be worse this year. Like that defense is going to be worse this year. The question being asked, are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow's career? Yeah. But so is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's wasting his career. If he wants to get his friends paid, cool. We should all have a friend in our life that's trying to get us paid. We should all have somebody like that. Just like everyone should have an Ipe who's willing to take the blame for you all the time. You should have a friend that's willing to go to bat for you to make sure you get paid. Unfortunately for them, it's going to be at the detriment of what the team is going to wind up being as we get closer to the season, as we get through the season. And that's just the tip of their problems.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just the Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Visit www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout. Save on all your male grooming needs. I know the summer is coming to an end, but it's still hot. It's still muggy out there. Even during the wintertime, you want to make sure that you are taken care of from top to bottom, from your pits to your tip. And www.myhappynuts.com will help you with your male grooming needs. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save. Guys, take care of yourself. Quit being a Wookiee. Quit being smelly. Quit being nasty. And be the man that you were always meant to be with www.myhappynuts.com. I'm still shocked that London Fletcher retired in 2013. I don't know who I'm mistaken. Like, there's someone, like, he played with the Eagles for a really long time and just retired. And I'll look it up later, but I'm not going to do it right now. Tommy Canazza saying, the designated felon. B. Striller reminding us that was with, like, the Bengals defense was that bad with Hendrickson and Hubbard as well. Like, again, the Bengals defense is not good. Not good. Like if I'm a Bengals fan right now, sure we've got Joe Burrow, but I am not happy with anything right now. You ever have a friend that it just seems like they're always around trouble? Like there's just something that's always going to happen with them. Like there's always some sort of drama, no matter what you do in their life. Like they just got drama hanging around them all the time. I feel like that's where Shohei Ohtani is starting to live, right? Like he gets the contract with the Dodgers. All of a sudden there's this gambling thing around him, and he's got a friend who's willing to take the blame and take the fall for him. And he's like, oh man, the designated felon. We've all got to have that guy. Ippei Mizuhara taking the fall for Shohei Ohtani, right? And you're like, okay, now he's got that behind him. Like he'll probably keep his nose clean for the remainder of the time. He's good. He's good. He'll be all right. And then it comes out with and this is an article by David K. Lee and Austin Mullen of NBC News, saying that Shohei Ohtani and his agent are accused of sabotaging a luxury real estate deal in Hawaii. The article starts off with Shohei Ohtani and his agent sabotaged real estate developers in Hawaii, engineering their wrongful and pretextual termination, which cost them millions of dollars, according to a lawsuit that was recently filed in the state of Hawaii. The $240 million housing project was set to be built on the Big Island's Hapuna Coast. The Associated Press reported the plaintiffs said they got Ohtani to be a celebrity endorser of the development in 2023. Though not a part to the agreement, Nez Balo, a high-powered agent and creative artist agency, and Ohtani's longtime representative, inserted himself into every aspect of the relationship, basically going on to say that Ohtani and his agent agreed to certain terms and then tried to change all these terms and then wound up backing out at the last minute, right? We're going to be investors in this, but now we're not. We want all our money back. Blah, 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 blah. I get that it's not like a huge thing, but somebody needs to take Ohtani's, like maybe Ohtani needs a conservator or something like that, where he's just not going to be in trouble, because it really feels like you saw the stuff with the gambling, right? Like there was the stuff with the gambling that surrounded Shohei Ohtani. And now you're looking at this like bad real estate developments and things like that he wants to try to do. And it's hard to think that there could be a person out there that could go broke after having $700 million worth of contract given your way over a 20-year period. Now that I say it like that, it might make more sense that they have the deferred payments, right? Because I feel like if they gave him the money, all the money up front, he'd probably have wasted it. So yeah, you got to have the additional 10 years after retirement that you're going to wind up getting, $68 million from the LA Dodgers. But now it makes me think like somebody had to have known something, right? Like whether it was a gambling, whether it was something like that was going on, somebody had to have known something. How does Shohei Ohtani keep finding himself in these situations? You've got $700 million worth of contract, my guy, guaranteed coming your way no matter what. And I feel like we're going to see in like 20 years, Shohei Ohtani filed for bankruptcy or some shit like that. Like it's going to be wild. Someone has it like just like the Bengals should have saved Joe Burrow from himself. Somebody has to save Shohei Ohtani from Shohei Ohtani. I wonder who the fall guy is going to be on this one. Shout out to D. Leahy, who tuned in over on Instagram, JPans9, and Angeli Ruiz, who tuned in over on Instagram as well. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. We are live Monday through Friday right here, 8 o'clock in the morning. Woof. It's hard. It's hard to get up this early in the morning. But we're doing it. 8 o'clock in the morning. Not every day. I can't say every day anymore, but most days. Somebody save Shohei Ohtani from Shohei Ohtani. And speaking of people that need to be saved from themselves, I saw an article today that says, quote, Aaron Rodgers dislikes the new helmet, saying, quote, it looks like a damn spaceship. We have found our scapegoat for what happens if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play well this season, guys. We've already laid down the groundwork for it. Just like you can see the playbook that number 47 lays down from time to time, you can see that happening right now with Aaron Rodgers. The playbook is being laid out right in front of you. You know exactly how this is going to play out. Aaron Rodgers has a few bad games. He's going to blame it on his spaceship helmet because he's having a hard time with the helmet. Not the fact that he's moving around like your grandfather on a walker while he's out there practicing. Not the fact that he's as mobile as a statue. It's going to be the fact that the helmets just don't fit right on his head. The article says Aaron Rodgers might have found the right team fit in Pittsburgh, but he's still looking for the right fit for his head. The helmet the quarterback wore last season, the Shohei Air XP Pro Q11 LTD, is now banned for failing to meet the NFL's new safety standards. Rodgers, therefore, has been practicing in the Shohei Air XP Pro VTD2, and he's not a fan. I don't like it. No, the quarterback said on Tuesday, I'm trying to change. We're in the process still. It looks like a damn spaceship out there. We've got to change it. The face mask doesn't fit the helmet because it's an old face mask. Obviously, just like I'm old, but we're trying to find the right helmet now. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is like, I can't even say slowly because it feels like it's been a process now over the last couple of years. But it feels like Aaron Rodgers is just sinking into the curmudgeon old man, right? Like I'm this old guy. I'm going to be angry all the time. I'm going to find something to complain about, right? Get off my lawn guy. That's who Aaron Rodgers is. Not becoming, but is. He is the I'm going to find something to complain about. He goes on to say, I can't stand the helmet. I've worn a shoe for 20 years, and somehow it finally didn't pass the safety standard. As you've been wearing the same helmet for 20 years, it might explain a lot. It might explain that dent in Aaron Rodgers' forehead if he's been wearing the same helmet for 20 years. The ayahuasca's getting to him, man. Like, again, I can't wait to go out and try some ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe that'll be something that comes up. But Jesus Christ, like, would you even want to go out with someone that just complains all the time? Find something to complain about all the time, right? Like, it just, It just doesn't seem like a fun time. And I don't think anyone ever would have thought of Aaron Rodgers as a fun time, but maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being super hypercritical of Aaron Rodgers. But it feels like there's just always something, right? Like just like it was with Ohtani. Ohtani's going to wind up being broken. No one's going to be surprised. It feels like it's the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Like something, we found something for Aaron Rodgers to complain about, and no one's going to be surprised by it at all. At all. Aaron Rodgers and the helmet. We'll keep an eye on it. I was reading some more of the article to see if there's anything worth talking about. There really wasn't. It's just Aaron Rodgers wanted to complain about his helmet. I can't wait for the season to get started here, because then we can actually have some stuff that we can talk about in the world of sports, in the world of football. I can talk baseball if anyone wants to talk baseball with me. I'm good with that. How worried should the Mets and Yankees be? Well, the Mets yesterday, Pete Alonso becomes all-time home run leader for the New York Mets, passing Darryl Strawberry. A sad day for people that love drugs and Darryl Strawberry. The polar bear getting his home run down. How worried should the Mets and Yankees be? They should be absolutely terrified. Absolutely terrified. The Mets had, what was it? They lost 7 straight and 11 out of 12. The Yankees are just free-falling, out of control. Sure, they beat the Twins yesterday, but they haven't been good in the last 10 games. Like, let's see what the Yankees' last 10 is. 4-6 in the last 10. It's just not good. Same thing with the New York Mets. 2-8 in their last 10. They had a 1-game win streak. They were perfectly between the number 1 team in the division and the Miami Marlins, who are trying to make a push, a late push to get to the playoffs. The Marlins right now, 57 and 62. They had a good streak going for them, but they've lost 4 in a row. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games. It just doesn't seem like it's going to work out for the Miami Marlins. But you know what? They did what they needed to do. They helped bridge the gap. They were part of the story, bridging the gap, doing what they needed to do to make sure that fans got happy with them. The team that I think is, and I hate saying this, but the team that I think is going to cause some problems is a team that I believe everybody thought was going to be absolute garbage at the beginning of the season. And it turns out that one trade can change the fortunes of your entire organization, and that's the Boston Red Sox. I hate saying that. As a Yankees fan, I hate saying that. The Red Sox have a 1.5 game lead over the Yankees right now. 66 wins, 55 losses. Won 6 out of their last 10 games. They have a run differential of plus 96. Like they're playing their asses off. Like they're really good. And it really feels like all they had to do was trade away someone, Rafael, who didn't want to be there. And look at how the fortunes of the team change. And then look at what happened with the Giants. The Giants were making a push. They were in the conversation of possibly winning the division. Tommy Carranza saying, "Let's go Red Sox." You might be real happy at the end of the season, man. They are a juggernaut. Like them in Milwaukee right now. Milwaukee's won 11 straight games. 75 and 44 on the season. If I'm not mistaken, that's the best record in Major League Baseball by far. Yeah, they got 4 more wins and 6 less losses than or 5 more wins and 6 less losses than the Toronto Blue Jays. Like, And that's what matters, right? Like, you get hot at the end of the season. It doesn't matter what happens at the beginning of the season. The Yankees were amazing at the beginning of the season. And then it caught up to them, right? Like, not having depth in the pitching staff. Garrett Cole finally allowed to throw, but not going to really make much of a difference this season. Having to let go of pitchers mid-season. Like it feels like the Yankees have just been throwing shit against the wall and trying to see what sticks against the wall for them to be able to make a push to the playoffs, right? You look at the Boston Red Sox and you look at that roster and you say to yourself, Walker Buehler, as some of the pitchers go, they got Aroldis Chapman out there as well. Garrett Crochet. Like that was a great pickup for them, was Garrett Crochet. Lucas Giolito. Like, they have a solid rotation. And then you look at like the roster, right? Like the hitters and stuff like that. Navarez is a pretty decent catcher. He does what you need him to do. Alex Bregman being a great third baseman. Trevor Story, solid infielder. Jaron Duran. While you're Abreu, like they have a solid lineup here. It's just a weird way that they started the season. And again, it goes back to Rafael Devers, right? Like, if Rafael Devers didn't want to be there, he's creating all kinds of issues for the team. You figure they could use a bat like that in the lineup, but they trade him and they become a better team. It's not a coincidence. Like, it's just not. And I don't want to get too high on the Red Sox right now. Like, if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm just thinking to myself, let's make it to the playoffs and see what happens. But they're good. Like, they're really good. And that's the crazy part about this, is like, at the beginning of the season, people would have said, oh no, it's a throwaway season for the Boston Red Sox. They've got the 5th best record in the American League. They would have the 5th best record in the National League as well. Like, they're a really good team. And I hate saying that right now. Like I genuinely hate saying that. As a Yankees fan, yeah, I'm terrified. Judge was all your offense. Judge was everything. Tommy Canazza saying, I did, LOL. I'm just like, again, like, as a Yankees fan, yeah, I'm terrified. As a Mets fan, again, losing 7 straight up until yesterday. What was it? 11 out of their last 13 games they've lost. Yeah. You've got these huge, enormous payrolls. And again, I still feel like it's the Dodgers to win, right? Even though the Dodgers and the Padres are locked up right now. I was listening to somebody talk about this the other day, talking about, the Padres are such a good team that they're not going to have a lot of changes to the roster, right? That's why the Chihuahuas have been on the run that the El Paso Chihuahuas have been on. They've been hot. And I look at the Padres and I sit back and I think to myself, if there's a team that can dethrone the Dodgers in that division, it's or even in the National League. Like, I don't know if I trust the Brewers yet. I should. You're not a good team, or you don't win 10 games in a row twice in one season in baseball if you're not a good team. They've won 11 in a row right now. Have the Brewers. The best record in baseball. But I still feel like it's the Phillies, like Bryce Harper and them boys, that can really cause some issues for the Dodgers, especially after going out and getting Johan Duran from the Minnesota Twins. A phenomenal closer. You finally got yourself a great closer. JT Realmuto, great catcher. You got Bryce Harper, again, one of the best players in baseball right now. Alec Baum's going to come back. Bohm is going to come back. Trey Turner, like Nick Castellanos, Kyle Schwarber making a case for MVP. And it still feels like the conversation surrounds nothing but the LA Dodgers. And I look at the Dodgers and I say to myself, they've got some issues, man. Like pitching. Do I trust their pitching? They've got, 5 guys right now? 3 guys in the pitching staff that are on the IL? Uh, 10 total guys on the IL right now for the LA Dodgers. Like we saw the Dodgers do a hell of a run. I think we got to give the devil its credit, right? Like you got to give the devil its due. The Dodgers did a great job. The Dodgers have done some amazing stuff. But I hope, just as a baseball fan in general, because I feel like my Yankees aren't going to do a damn thing, but I hope that the Padres might be able to usurp them in that division. I think the Phillies could beat them in the playoffs. I want to believe in the Milwaukee Brewers. I just can't right now. Maybe it's me being a jerk. Maybe I'm an asshole. I got no problems with that. But I just can't believe in the Milwaukee Brewers right now. Maybe it's one of those things like, you know how there's that team that everyone gets behind? They're the Lions. They are the Detroit Lions in my mind. I can't get behind the Detroit Lions because I got a history of them just not being good enough. In the American League, Toronto and Detroit, I still I don't have faith in Seattle. I don't have faith in Houston. I should have faith in Houston. They've proven me wrong a bunch of times. Toronto and Detroit, I put Boston in there as my top 3, which it was gross for me to say that Boston is in my top 3. But I'm just, God, I hate where the Yankees are right now, and it's making me hate baseball, other than the fact that I work for a baseball team. Love working with the Chihuahuas. Hate what the Yankees are doing to baseball right now. Nonetheless, we'll be okay. We will survive. Woosah. It'll be all right. All right, y'all. Once again, I want to thank you so much for tuning into today's show. Tomorrow is a Thursday. We got to try to figure out. Actually, you know what I haven't done in a while? I'll do it tomorrow because I was supposed to do it on Tuesday, but I'll do it tomorrow. We will break down the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Who is the best quarterback? Oh, actually, we did quarterback, so this one will be wide receivers. Who has the best wide receiving core in the NFL? What team has the best wide receiver core in the NFL? We'll break that down tomorrow. We'll have a TIP VIP on VIP Friday on Friday, and we will end this week on a good note. Maybe we'll have Fire and Ice this week. I got to figure out if we're going to do Fire and Ice live at Buffalo Wild Wings. Got a lot of stuff going on, but we'll handle it. We'll get it done. It'll be all right. Thank you once again, everyone, for the support. We will see you all tomorrow. Tommy Cananza already saying the Cowboys have the number 1 wide receiver core. How did I know? How did I know you were going to say that?